So, guys, very good evening. I hope I'm audible. If not, can you please drop the message in the chat box? Can you all people hear me? Am I audible? Can you please drop the message in the chat box whether am I audible or not? Okay. So, in the last session, we have discussed about the how can you get into the TCS CodeVita program? What is all the benefits of TCS CodeVita? We have done like we have discussed about all these things, and also we have solved one ADSA question among them. And again, today is also we are going to solve one interesting and another one important question, one logical building question that we are going to see today. Okay, so and let's get before getting into the session, let's take a moment to thank TTP officers for giving this wonderful opportunity. So, thank you for the opportunities. And now, let's get into the session now. Okay. So, in this session, as we all know, so what is all the basic requirement? It is all about coding and the TCS code Vita. Okay. So, like we have three benefits basically as we discussed. We don't want to talk much about what is the process, what is all the thing. Code 1, code 2, code 3, like level 1, level 2, level 3. Both three, like all the three levels are going to be what? All the three levels are going to be your coding questions, okay, where if code like level 2 is going to be harder than the level 1, as well as level 3 is going to be harder than the level 2. Okay, this is how it has been summarized for us. And you can get TCS offer when you are performing well. You can get US dollar of 20,000, and if you are performing well, you can get a chance to work with new project in the TCS. Okay, so we all have these benefits. So, and here we go, we are going to discuss among one another important question today. Okay, like as we solved another one question there, today also we are going to solve one question over here, where the main motive of this question is to find the logic. Okay, how we are being here at the logic. Okay, that is the one thing that we wanted. Okay, so shall we get into the question now? Okay, let's have the question here. What is the question? So, like when you are hearing this name, it can be very easiest, but still we'll read the question now. What is our question name? Our question name is min product array. What does mean by min product array? Minimum product array. Okay, from this you can identify some words like minimum product. Okay, among these you are going to find minimum product array. Okay, interesting. Let's get into the question now. The task is to find the minimum sum of products of two array of same size. Okay, so the what is the one clue which is given here? The first clue that we all get to know about is you are going to work with two arrays and product of two arrays. Then you are going to work with two arrays, and both the arrays should be in the same size now, and both the arrays should be having same size. Okay, and you are going to find minimum sum of product. Okay, now you are allowed to do number of modification in the first array. Like what is the number of modification? K. How many number of modification is possible? K number of modification is possible today. Okay, and then next, in each modification, one array element of the first array can be either increased or decreased by 2. Okay, they gave another logic. In each modification, one array element are like one array element of the first array, because the modification is going to happen only in the first array, right? One array element of the first array can be either increased or decreased by 2. Okay, so the purpose, either it can increase by 2 or we can decrease by 2. Okay, note, the sum product is the summation a of I into b of I, where if I am taking, like let's discuss this a of I and b of I. Okay, if I am taking I as 0, I am going to multiply a of 0 and b of 0. Okay, I am not going to interchange the indexes between among themselves. Okay, for all I from 1 to n, where n is the size of both array. Okay, so we are going to find the summation for all I from 1 to n, where you are going to work with all the index position. Okay, so shall we get what they are trying to convey now. How does A of I and B of Y works now? Shall we like now let's take now let's open a notepad. Okay, so we have a notepad now. Okay, so come, what can we do here? What is all the things that we need here? So obviously we have an array now. Shall we take array? Okay, so let's take two arrays. Okay, so let's take a new array. 1, 2, 3. I'm making it random now. And another is 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to talk about all these index position, how does this works? We'll have 0, we'll have 1, we'll have 2 and 3. This is how index position works, right? Okay, again here, it is going to be 0, it is going to be 1, it is going to be 3. Okay, now let's make I is equal to 0. If I'm taking I is equal to 0 and I'm asking you to find A of I into B of I, it works on same index position. Okay, so let me keep this array name as A, which is A is equal to, and as well as let's keep this array name as B. Okay, so B is equal to, if I'm taking A of I and B of I, I'm going to take A of 0 into B of 0. This is how it is going to work. Okay, for example, if I'm taking A of 0, can I multiply it with B of 1? Is this possible? No, it is not possible. I can work only with the same index position. If I'm taking A of 2, I'm going to multiply B array only with the same index position B of 2. That is how A of I and B of I works. This is the one mandatory thing that we all need to know. Okay, so the product sum is summation for all I from 1 to n. Okay, let's make it simple now. Okay. Let's get into the first input contains n and k delimited by white space. Okay, so the first you have n and k. What is your n? Array size. What is k? Because both you are going to have two array and both the arrays are going to be the same size. Okay, so what we are going to do here, we have two things here where your size of the array for two arrays. Okay, and then k is what, how many modifications that you can do to find the minimum product over there. Okay, what we are going to do, you can do modifications now. Okay, to find that modification we are taking k. Okay, second line consists of array A elements. Okay, and third line consists of array B elements. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and the constraints is all like how many range it is going to be. Okay, now let's take the first array 3, 5. Okay, what we did here, we have 3 is our array size and 5 is the modification that you all can do. How can we make the modification here? Okay, so let's take this all inputs now. Just give me, we'll copy paste this, no? Okay, so we'll take all this input now. So what is all the inputs that we took here? We have, what is our array size? So our array size is 3. Okay, and the modification that I can do is 5. Okay, next, the first array elements are 1, 2, 3 and second array elements are 2, 3, 5. Okay, so I'm going to find like the minimum number product they are getting here is 31. Am I right? Okay, so first what we are going to do here is, we are going to take the first array elements. Let's make it as A. Let's make all the index position to make it easy for you. 0, 1, 2. Here we go again. We are working with 0, 1, 2. Okay, so we have done with 0, 1, 2. Let's first, you are going to multiply what? A of 0 into B of 0, where you will be keeping your I is equal to 0. when you're taking a of 0 into b of 0, what you will be getting the answer? What is a of 0 now? Is equal to, in a of 0 you have 1 and in b of 0 you have what? Minus 2. So your answer is going to be what? Is equal to 1 into minus 2 gives you what? Minus 2. Okay. Next what you are going to do here? Next we are going to work with when I is equal to, when I is equal to 1, we are going to multiply a of 1 into b of 1. Okay. So when you are doing this, what is the answer? 2 into 3. So when you are doing 2 into 3, I will get 2 3s are 6. Yes. Okay. Then I is equal to 2. When it is I is equal to, I will be having a of 2 into b of 2 is equal to, what is in a of 2? Minus 3 into, I am going to do minus 5. So when you are doing this, 15. Alright. So you will be having, when you are adding all these number, you get some value. What is the value here? 15 plus 6, right, gives you what? 21. Again 21 minus 2 gives you 19. 19 is the answer. But this is the minimum product that you are getting here? No. So this is not the minimum product that you are expecting. So what we are going to do here is, we are going to do certain modifications in my first array. So we'll remove this now. So what we are going to do? We are going to do certain modifications. Okay, shall we do, like, before get, how can we do the certain modification? Do you know any, like, do you have any idea how to do the certain modifications over here? What can we do to make sure we are getting this formula here? Anyone? We have a logic here, obviously. Can someone tell me what is the logic can we use here? Negatives should be multiplied with positives. Okay, then sort and reverse. But that is not about, you can make changes, no. Then how can you make changes is the question. Like, you can make changes for how many time you can change? You can change it for 5 times. Then what can be the thing that you can do here? Without sorting and reversing, what is all the modification that you all can do? Here is my question. So from the logic that they have given something in the question, did you notice this? Shall we get into the question now? Did you notice the statement? Like, can someone see this and tell me? By seeing this question, in each modification, one array element of the first array can be either increased or decreased by 2. Right? So, how many modifications, what can you do here? Can someone tell me what is all the logic that you have here? They have given, like, without there is a logic, they can't give that, no? They have given the logic that you can either increase it by 2 or decrease it by 2. Right? Then how can you use that modification over here? Someone, can you please tell me? So see here, you are going to check whether you have certain conditions to check that. Okay, listen to all this four condition. This four condition is going to work. How this work? When you have multiplied a of I and b of I, which is a of 0 and b of 0, if you are getting the answer, okay, as for example, you have four conditions over here. Let me start from here. If I am getting the product when I am multiplying a of I and b of I, and if I am getting the product as negative, okay, I can make my array second element as negative. Okay, so I can get the smallest element over there. For example, if I am getting the, when I am multiplying it, for example, 1 into minus 2 gives me what? Minus 2, right? So now my product answer is also negative. My array 2 element is also negative, no? Second array's element. So array, for example, if the product is also negative as well as array 2 element is also negative, we are going to make a changes, because any one value is negative here. Okay, so I'm going to make it as positive to get the minimum element. So you can either increase it by 2 or decrease it by, what can we do here? We can either increase it by 2 or we can either decrease it by 2, right? So I'm going to give, so if this happens, I'm going to do plus 2 into k. Okay, so I'm going to do plus 2 into k, if this is the one of the condition that you do. Okay, so 2 into k. Next, let's get into the next condition. What is the next condition that we all can have is, if the product is negative, or the, like now the second array possibility, no, we'll check with whether if you have first array as the negative. If your product is negative and if your first array element is negative, what can we do here? So here it is opposite, vice versa of array 2, right? So here I have array 1 is equal to negative now. So what can we do here? As we did plus 2k here, I am going to do minus 2k here. Okay, next possibility. So as like this, what is all the another possibilities that you all can find here? I have told you two possibilities. Okay, if the product is negative, either first array can be negative or second array element can be negative. So when it is second array element, I am going to do plus 2 into k. When it is first array element, I am going to do minus 2k. Can you please tell me what is all the next possibility that we have? Any other two possibilities other than this? What shall we do here? We have actually four possibilities. Okay. How can we take that? Guys, come on, give a try, no? So I have told you, like, you are getting the possibility of negative, either it can be array 1 or array 2. Okay. Now as like this, you have another two possibilities. What is all those other two possibilities? Either you are going to do minus 2k or plus 2k. For which condition we are going to do that is all matters. Okay. So the other two possibilities can be, we have discussed about positive. So what is the next two things? Either it can be, sorry for the inconvenience. So we have discussed about negative, right? So what can be the next two constraints that I can have? I can have positive product as my answer, no? So I'm going to take, if the product is positive as well as any other element, either it can be my positive or negative element. Okay, for example, I have taken positive. Okay, and if array 1 is equal to negative, okay, but you got the product as positive and array 1 is negative, what we are going to do? We are going to make it as plus 2k again, plus 2 into k. Okay, next we are checking if your product is positive, as well as array 1 element is positive. If your product is positive, as well as array 1 element is positive. Again, what we are going to do, it is going to be minus 2 into k. So, you all can make a note of all these 4 conditions. Let me give the gap between all those things. This is the logic that we are going to do and solve it now. Yes. So, this is all the 4 logic that we are going to work with. So, see, we have calculate this 2 parts. If array 1 of I and array 2 is less than 0, which is negative, and array I is less than 0, we are going to make this point. Where what we are going to do? We are going to multiply this plus 2k with array 1 of element, and you are going to multiply it with array 2. Okay. So, as well as you are going to check if if this condition is not true, you are going to check the condition with whom? You are going to check the condition with if array 1 of element and array 2 of, when you are multiplying it, if both the elements are less than 0 and array 1 is also less than 0, you are going to use this formula, which is array 1 of I into minus 2k. Okay. Now, let's take the example and we'll work with. Like, you all can make a note of this question. Now, wait. We'll get the input as well. Okay. So, we have this input now. Okay. So, first, what is the condition that we are going to check here? We are going to check. First, you are going to get 2 arrays as your input. Yes. Array 1 is equal number of elements and array 2 number of elements is now done. Okay. When you are going to find actual sum of product of array. Okay. Sum of product of array is also already done. We got some answers. Okay. Now, what we are going to find? We are going to calculate the new value using k, because we are going to we have k as what here? 5. Okay. First, what we are taking here? We are taking array 1 of I, and let's take array 1 of I. What is your I now? Initially, it is going to be 0. Okay. When it is going to be 0, what we are going to do here is, what is the array 1 of array 0? Gives you 1. Array of 0, okay, into, that is the first condition that we are going to check, right? Array of 0 and A of 0 and B of 0. What is in A of 0 now? In A of 0, you have 1. Okay, so which is 1 into, what is in B of 0? It is minus 2. What is the value that you will get here? 1 into minus 2 gives you, excuse me guys. So, you will get minus 2, which is less than 0, as well as array of 2. What is in array of, which is in B array? It should be less than 0. Okay, what is in B of 0? Minus 2. Yes. So, the product is also negative. Array's second element is also negative. Right? Yes. So, both the conditions are getting satisfied. So, you are going to do modification here with the value of what we are going to do. For example, let's take t variable, and we are going to multiply a1 of, which is 0 now, right? So, a0 into, what we are going to do when it is negative, I am going to do 2 into k. Right? First, what is in A of 0? In A of 0, I have 1. So, which is 1 into 2 plus 2 into k. What is 2 into k? 2 into k is array of I plus 2 into k. Right? So, 1 plus 2 into 11. So, you are getting the answer as 11. After this, what we are going to do? We are going to add it with second element. 11 plus, we are going to add it with b of I. What is your b of I? Plus b of 0, that is. Okay. So, what is in b of 0? It is minus 2. Right? So, we are going to add 11 into b of 0. What is in b of 0? Minus 2. Because there is no modification in the second array. Okay. So, when it is in 11 into minus 2, you will get minus 22. Okay, whenever it is getting into negative, you will, negative value is the smallest number, no? That is the minimum value, you know. That is the reason why we are checking to convert. Okay, now, yes, so next. Okay, next condition we will be getting, next will be is equal to, again, first we will be checking the same condition. Like among all these four conditions, any one condition should get satisfied, right? So we are going to check the second one. What is going to be the second one now? Again, your I is going to get incremented to 1. Like, do you, can you understand this first concept? Like, see here, what we are doing, well, let me check with the chart now. Okay. Now, shall we check with the second condition? What is the second, first condition for array 1? Okay, you are checking what is the product of, which is A of 1 and B of 1. A of 1 into B of 1. Let's calculate this first. When it is A of 1 and B of 1, what is in the A of 1 here? 2, which is 2 into, what is in B of 1? 3. 2 3s are 6. Is it less than 0? No. So the first condition will never get satisfied here. You are going to check any one of these conditions and you are going to find minimum value. That is the thing that we are doing here. So the first condition is not possible. What is the second condition is possible? If the product is positive now. Okay, let's go with product is possible. Yes. So we have third condition and fourth condition, right? So array of, when you are multiplying both, you are getting, yes, positive value, and you are going to check whether first array element is less than 0. No, but you have second array element is less than 0. As first, because all the modifications are happening in array 1. That is the reason why we are checking there. Do we have any negative elements now in array of 1? Do you have negative element? No. Now we are checking whether you have array of 1 is greater than 0. Yes, if it is not negative element, both are positive here. The product is also positive as well as the element in the first array is also positive. So what we are going to do here? We are going to go and do the formula, which is as we discussed before the condition. Again, we are making t is equal to, here you are going to do as we did plus 2k. For this condition, it is going to be minus 2k, right? What is, before doing minus 2k, let's take array of I. So which is a of 1. What I'm going to do, a of 1. Here it is. So I'm going to do a of 1 minus 2 into k. First and into b of I. This is the formula that we are doing, right? So I stands for 1 now. Okay. So what is in a of 1 now? A of 1 is 2. Okay. So very good. 2. We'll keep it there. Okay. Minus. Okay. What we are going to do here? 2 into k. This is one bracket actually. Two minus 2 into k. What is your k? K is 5. So 2 5s are 10, right? So we are giving 10 here. Okay. So what is 2 minus 10? Which is minus 8. Right? Into what is in B of 1? B of 1 has 3 because both are positive. I should make it as negative to get the minimum value. That is the reason why we are doing this. Right? So what is the value of 8 3s are? 24. So we are getting minus 24 now. Right? Can you get the answer now? Yes. So as like this, I'm going to check each and every conditions now. Okay. So after checking, when I'm doing the summation, I will get the answer now. Okay. Can you all get the point? Shall we do it as code and work it now? So either it is going to be plus 2k with array 1 and array 2, okay, or it is going to be minus 2k. That is the only thing that we are going to do. The purpose is, if I'm having both negatives, it will make it as positive. So I should make it as negative. Okay, if I'm having both positive, again it is going to positive. So I should make it as negative. That is the ultimate goal. So yes, we'll get into the code now. So hardly we have only 20 minutes. So we'll get into the code. That is how then we can discuss all the problems over there. Okay. First, what is all the inputs that why we are taking in long here? Why we are taking in long data type? Why not in integer, but we are taking in long? Because we are making sure that even if the number is getting exceed, because the limit is given in the high range, that is the reason why we are choosing long here. Okay, if the limit is given between an int, okay, that's fine. But if the limit got exceeded, we should make sure all the elements can be inserted using that. That is the reason why we are going with long here. Okay, so what we are doing here, we all have two inputs. What is the first input? The array size, which is n. Okay, we are using an scanner class and we are creating object which is sc. Okay, so first we are getting the array size, and second we are getting the mod, which is the modification, how many number of modifications that you can do here, and as well as a is my first array and b is my second array. Okay, now using first for loop, I am getting all the inputs, storing all the inputs in array of I, and using next for loop, and I'm storing all the elements in B of I. Okay, now I'm going to find which is the minimum product that we all can get. Okay, so as we done, no, we'll trace the code now with notepad again, but with the reference of the code. That is the main thing, that how we can work. Okay, now we are sending our two arrays, like which is two arrays, my array size, as well as how many times that I can do modification, because I'm going to multiply it, Noda. That is how I can do it. Okay, so we are getting long A, long B, which is my first array, second array, and N and K. Okay, that is all the thing that we are going to do now. Okay, so we need some values, no, to add and keep. Okay, so we are declaring the variables to store each and every time some condition is getting satisfied. You either multiply it with minus 2k, or you add it with plus 2k, right? We are going to do certain conditions. No, to do all those things, you all need a temporary variable. So we are working with the temporary variable. Okay, so next, first we'll check the product, and if the product is negative or positive and your array elements, we are going to do certain temporary variable condition, right? So we'll do that now. Yes, so let's get into the question. We are starting, because both the multiplication is going to happen with I is equal to, if I'm taking array of 0, and even in the B array I'm going to take B of 0. So no issues, I am writing a loop to multiply each and every iteration. I values I want loop now. So for I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Okay, we are getting product is equal to a of I into b of I. What is an a of I? A of 0 into b of 0. Now let's do it as code. Like let's traverse it because these are the conditions that we have done. Okay, so what we are going to find the difference and we are going to print the difference here. Okay, first what you have to find, you have to find, or you should multiply all your iteration. Okay, you should multiply all the each and every iteration and you are going to keep it and add it somewhere. Okay, so shall we go and do it in the notepad to make it reference? Okay, we'll go here. Now we are going to do the same things but all with reference. Okay, first what is in a of 1 and b of, sorry, a of 0 and b of 0? 1 into minus 2. So will in rest I am going to add equal to minus 2 plus what is in a of 1 and b of 1? 2 3s are 6. Yes, 6. Okay, then minus 3 into minus 3, which is 15. Right? When you are adding all these things, what you will get? 21 19. Yes, so we have stored this one. Next one. So now we are with this only we are going to find the maximum difference, right? Okay, so we have done this and again we are going to find all these formulas. Okay, so see, okay, so see here, when the product is less than 0, after completing this, like when you are doing this, you are going to do this. Okay, now what is the first product that we have here? We are going to check whether product is less than 0 and second array element is less than 0. Okay, we are going to check, is your product is this is your first product is less than 0? Yes. Is your b of I is less than 0 here? What is your b of I? B of 1 is less than 0? No, so that is possible. Sorry, that is positive, right? So this condition will, the first condition will not get satisfied now. Okay, so next you will be going with the second condition. What is your second condition? Is your product is less than 0? Yes. Now we are going to check whether first element is negative. Is your here? Yes, your first b of I is negative already for 0, right? So we'll check the condition. So what is the condition that we all here? We are going to take a of I plus 2 into k. First we'll do 2 into k. What is 2 into k? How many modifications that you can do? Because last one k, right? Modification 5. So 5 2s are 10. What is going to be in your a of I? What is in your a of I? 1. So 1 plus 10 gives you what? 11. 11 into minus 2 gives you what? Minus 22. Okay, so in temp, which is a variable, what you have now? You have t is equal to minus 22. Okay, next. You have t is equal to minus 22. Now, what we are doing here? We are coming each and every time you are going to come and check. Okay, so we are coming and checking the difference because you are going to find the maximum. Okay, so what is the product that you have now? The product that we have is multiplication. Like what is the multiplied value that you have now? The multiplied value is minus 2, right? We have minus 2. Okay, so we are going to calculate whether minus 2 minus temp. What is your minus temp now? We have minus 22, so minus 24. Okay, so your D is going to be minus 24 now. Okay. What is your difference? Okay, now let's go and check with the difference. What is the difference value? So the difference is initially 0, right? So initially 0, you are checking is 20, like when you are doing pro minus that, you will get 20, right? Is 20 greater than difficult? Yes. So what we are going to do in difference, we are going to store the same element. Can you see this slide? Each and every time you are going to take absolute. For example, in product we have minus 20, like in temp we have minus 22, and in product we have minus 2. When you are like subtracting this, what you will get? You will get 20. In D you have 20. In difference you don't have anything. So 20 greater than 0 gives you what? 20. So in diff you are storing what here? 20. We are storing the value of 20 here. So we'll make a point in difference, like at initially I'm going to subtract it with the negative value. So I'm getting T is equal to 20 here. Okay, this keeps on going like this. Okay, now let's do next iteration. Okay, so what will be my next iteration again? Okay, I'm like at last I'm going to subtract it with the rest, which is the value that is being added, no, with 19. That is how it is going to make. Okay, so anyhow, if I'm getting, anyway, by doing absolute, all the values are going to change it to positive. Okay, that positive value is going to have rest minus positive. Anyway, that is going to be your answer. So for example, let's take, see here, your rest has 90, right? So your output is minus 31, right? Anyway, you are going to subtract a bigger value here. Okay, that is how you can get. For example, now you got 22. Okay, we are not sure it will be always 22. Okay, but we are going to check each and every iteration, and the diff is always going to be what? Now it is 20. So now itself it is a bigger value. When you are subtracting 19 minus 20, you will get minus 1. That is the reason to have a positive value. When we are subtracting minus into minus, it will make it as plus, right? That is the reason why we are not doing that over here. Okay, now we are differences now. Now let's take, what is the product of A of 1 and B of 1, which is 50, like 2 3s are 6, right? So shall we check what is positive here for the condition? So now product is less than 0, no. Else if product is less than 0, no. Is product if greater than 0? Yes. So now both the values are positive, right? Is A of I is less than 0? No. Both are positive. So we are going with the condition minus 2k. Okay. Again, 2 into k is 10. A of I minus 10, right? Let's go and check what is in the A of I. It is A of 1, which is 2 minus 10. What is 2 minus 10? Which is, for example, if it is 2 minus 10, it is going to be minus 8 into, again, we are going to multiply it with 3. Okay, so it is going to be minus 24. Okay, now you are going to check with this temporary variable, which one is greatest, right? So for first you are going to subtract it with absolute value. Now let's subtract it. What is the value that you have in product now? So far it is going to be what? Product minus temp. In temp I have 24, and in product I have what? 2 into 3, 6. Okay, so when I am doing 6 minus 4, what will be 6 minus 24? What will be the answer here? So we will be having 6 minus of minus 24. So we'll get minus into minus plus. Okay, so we will get 30. So you will check which one is the greatest now. So D, 20 greater than 30? No, the condition is not true here, right? For example, what is in your D? You have, in D you have a new value, which is, what is we calculated now? We have 30. Is 30 greater than 20? Yes, so 30 will be stored now. Okay, so as like this, each and every iteration will be iterated. Next iteration. So we'll go with next iteration, which is 3, right? So what is in the 3 now? Okay, so we'll go with 3 means -2. First we'll multiply and see the product now. Okay, when you're multiplying and seeing the product, okay, which is -3 and -5 gives you what? 15. Okay, so we are going with your product value is 15. Minus into minus becomes positive now. Your both the values are negative here. B of I is also negative. A of I is also negative. Now let's see what is the condition which is given here. Answer is positive. A of I is negative. So as this is given in the else if, you will be going with this one. Right? A of I less than 0. Yes. So you are going to do 10 plus A of I. What is in A of I? Which is 3. Right? Minus 3 plus 10. What will be the answer? 7. So 7 into minus 5. I will get 7 into minus 5. Right? So you will get minus 35. Right? After this one, what I am going to do? I am going to find absolute. What is my product here? My product is 15, right? So what I am going to do here? Minus of minus 35. Okay, so I will be having some answer. Okay, so for example, let's take when you're adding this, you will get you are getting the answer as what? 50 now. You are checking in difference, you have 50. Okay, you are checking 50 and 30. Which one is the greatest now? 50. So in D, you will store 50 now. Okay, we have done with all the iterations, so we got 50. Now, what is the last condition? What is the rest? After adding all the elements, what we are getting here? 19. What is the last difference D that we got here? 50. Now, we are going to calculate this one. Okay. So, for example, what is the last condition which is given here? After finding all these things, you will come here. You are doing a rest minus diff. Alright. So, what is in my rest? At last, I have 19. In diff, I have 50. Right. So, shall we do that? What is in my rest? It is 19. So, 19 minus 50. What is the answer here? 31. Right. So, the negative value goes here. So, minus 31. Are we getting the output here? Yes. So, we are done with the output. Can you all get the point? So, first we have 4 conditions. We are going to check whether product is negative, first element. If it is negative, I am going to multiply it with minus 2k. Okay. That is how I am going to find the calculation. When I am doing it for each and every iteration, at last with original products, sum of original products, after doing all this temporary calculation, I am going to subtract it with original product. So, I will be getting this answer. Okay. Can you all get the point? That is what we have done here. So, you will be getting, I will be slide showing it, minus rest of here, in rest I have 19 and in difference I have 50. So, 19 minus 50 gives me 31. That is how I am getting the output here. See here, minus 31. We are getting it. Maybe the logic, understanding of logic can be big. Okay. But the things which is given all over here is same. Okay. If you have any doubts in the logic, let me know in the chat box. Let me come to the YouTube now. So we'll have a quick recap over in this code. First, we are getting all the inputs, size, how many number of modifications that you all can do here. Okay, and then we are working with arrays. You are getting the inputs over here, you are calling the function. When we are getting into the function, we are what we are returning here, we are returning the a number. So when you are printing, like calling the function in the system.out.print statement, it will be printing the number which has been returned there. Okay, so first we are calculating the adding all each iteration, and we are finding product. Okay, and if the product is less than 0 and array of element is less than 0, we are making a count and finding the absolute value and finding the difference, and at last we are finding the result minus difference, so you will be getting the answer and you will be printing out. Okay, so this is the thing that we are doing here. If you have any doubts, let me know. So if there is any doubts, thank you guys, thank you for the session. You all can leave. Thank you.